then we get this horrific scene.
We are here to make money and sell out and stuff.
Hi guys, Giju64 here, and today is my final video on Star Trek Picard. It's a show that turned into a massive disappointment to me personally. I had originally planned to do a review for every episode because I'm a huge Star Trek fan, especially a big fan of Captain Picard, but as the show went on, I knew it wasn't going to get any better. I honestly did not want to do a rant video every single week. There's enough negativity out there. And as I said, I knew the show wasn't going to get any better. I just wanted to devote my time to more positive projects, some of which I'll be sharing very soon. So for my final series review of Picard, I decided to do something a little different and share my reactions from before the show started to its conclusion, covering some key moments in the season and inserting plenty of levity, which I think we could all use right now. So with all that said, let's go and kick this thing off.
The center of what I have to tell you now. Jean-Luc Picard is back.
A Picard show? Hell yes. There are so many ways to take that idea, and I'm glad to see Star Trek finally moving forward instead of being stuck in the prequel territory that they've been stuck since Enterprise. I just hope this isn't like Discovery.
I'm going, get off my ass. Sir, get off my ass, sir.
At least Patrick Stewart is coming back. So I have a lot of faith in this. He is my favorite Star Trek captain. As you can tell, he's right there and back on my shelf. He's also one of my favorite fictional characters, Jean-Luc Picard. So that I'm like, it gives it a leg up. I don't know what could go wrong. That's not a good sign. But let's see what happens.
These past few years, I really tried to belong here. But it never truly felt like home.
He is on the vineyard, so that's good, and I'm interested to see what gets Picard back in the saddle again. It's a good setup so far. Overall, episode 1 shows some potential. I think this could be good, but I don't know what's with this ending. Oh no, this character that we just met 30 minutes ago is dead. But don't worry, there's another one.
Another one.
Who is that? That's Narek. He's new here too. I didn't know Romulans could be so hot.
Who thought Trek Twilight in a Picard show was anything that anybody wanted?
Are we allowed to be sleeping together, or is that a secret?
Very much the latter.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't fall asleep during one of these episodes, just waiting for something to happen. What do we got going? Oh, there's a crew of people that we don't care about on a mission that we don't care about. But it looks like Wolverine is the pilot. That's kind of cool, right?
What happened to you?
I didn't die.
And after 3 episodes on Earth, we are finally taking Star Trek into space. Episode 4 is an episode that we get to pick up an orphan Romulan ninja raised by Romulan nuns. This is Star Trek now, guys. Then we get 7 of 9.
I think the reason that the franchise has been so successful for 30-something years is because it's an optimistic view of the future. Everything else that we see is so pessimistic and so dark and so nihilistic. And this shows a positive portrayal of what could be in the future. And I think people need that and want that.
Picard still thinks there's a place in the galaxy for mercy. I didn't want to disillusion him.
Well, what we really get is a dystopian future version of this character to fit into the dystopian bleak future that Trek now exists in. And let's just go ahead and kill Ichep brutally in a scene that belongs in a Saw movie, not Star Trek.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
Picard puts on an eye patch, or rather Patrick Stewart hams it up with an eye patch.
Oh, I thought that I looked appropriately sinister.
And the whole point of this journey was to get Bruce Maddox And that comes to an end when the drummer from Scott Pilgrim takes him out.
We are here to make money and sell out and stuff.
In episode 6, we get a nice moment with Picard and Hugh reuniting.
I'll take a friendly face.
Then it's back to more Twilight Trek moments, because that's what I'm here for. And a Romulan Rubik's Cube called the Impossible Box, attempting to kill the other one.
Another one.
Of course, everyone escapes and is split up, and Picard meets characters that we actually care about. Troy, and Riker, who has the best line in the series.
Shields up. Perimeter scans to max.
Seven becomes a Borg queen to save the Borg, and she immediately fails.
We are Borg.
A few moments later.
Then we find out this entire show rips off the plot of Mass Effect.
Shepard!
No, don't touch him. It's too dangerous.
I had some kind of vision.
A vision of what?
I saw synthetics, slaughtering people, butchering them.
We have to stop them. We will.
And that plot is explained further by a round circle exposition dump of the mysteries we don't care about around a metal picnic table in space.
Took this admonition very seriously. They created a group, the Zhat Vash.
We do get a fun scene with the Rios holograms. It's one of the few bright spots and points of levity in this dark, drab show.
Captain Alonso Vandermeer. The information's there somewhere. I can feel it.
And Picard gives a speech that speaks to what exactly is wrong with New Trek.
They may be right about what happened 200,000 years ago. The past is written, but the future is left for us to write. And we have powerful tools, Rios. Openness, optimism, and the spirit of curiosity. All they have is secrecy and fear. And fear is the great destroyer, Rios, not...
This kind of blew my mind that the same writers that made Trek into this cynical thing that it is now wrote a speech that explains to the writers exactly why Trek fans hate what they've done to this show. It was mind-blowing. Think about it. Mind-blowing. Moving into the final 2 episodes, the ships get attacked by space flowers.
I want to say like a giant flower.
I honestly kind of liked this. At least it was fun and somewhat original, especially compared to all the Mass Effect and Blade Runner ripoffs running through the show. They find the android colony, and an android can apparently mind meld.
And she has, quite remarkably, taught herself the famous mind meld.
My mind to your mind. My thoughts to your thoughts.
You are an android! You can't mind meld. Vulcans can mind meld because of their species. It's a telepathic ability. I think facepalm through the back of my skull when I heard this. It is here because plot requires the transfer of information. That's the only reason this is written into here. Because plot. Because plot. Picard facepalm for me, please. Picard goes into space with the murderer scientist, and we get this horrific scene.
We are here to make money and sell out and stuff.
The androids turn on the team and try to bring forth the Reapers to destroy all organic life. Oh wait, did I say Reapers? Thinking about Mass Effect again. Oh well, it's basically the same thing.
Sovereign will override the Citadel systems and manually open the relay, and the cycle of extinction will begin again.
Dr. Soong and I have designed a suitable beacon to summon them. We can have it transmitting before the Romulan fleet arrives.
The Reapers won't stop at Earth. They'll destroy every organic being in the galaxy if we don't find a way to stop them.
Did you just say all?
Riker shows up, once again being a bright spot in this sea of negativity.
I'm supposed to sit around in the woods making pizza while you have all the fun?
He has a bunch of copy and paste Starfleet ships to help Picard stop the Romulan fleet from destroying the android colony. Seriously, all these ships are just copy and paste in Photoshop. It looks terrible. And just compare that to this scene from Deep Space Nine with a variety of Starfleet ships, as it should be. Picard finally acts like Picard and gives a decent speech. Everyone stops fighting, and then Picard dies. Yep, he's dead, and he talks to Data here.
I'm aware that I was killed in 2379. But I have no memory of my death. My consciousness exists in a massively complex quantum reconstruction, made from a copy of the memories I downloaded into B4 just before I died.
You don't remember your death? I can't forget it.
So Data in previous continuity was alive and in Before's body from the download that happened in Nemesis. But in this dark dystopian Trek, Data is dead. At least he's saved from the living in this cynical universe, I guess. That's one positive. He doesn't have to exist in this cynical universe that Trek is. And all the characters we don't really care about cry over Picard's death, and he's immediately brought back to life in a golem.
Precious!
Not that golem, a duplicate body. And that's the show, folks. That's the show.
Pathetic. Unmitigated disaster.
And that is it. Star Trek Picard is a mess of a story filled with mysteries that have no weight. It is dark and dreary. And in conclusion, I would have to say that for me at least, Star Trek is dead. The positive outlook of the future is no more. I do not recognize this series anymore. And I want no part of this dystopian Trek. I will stick to the Orville and older Trek. I don't see Trek correcting itself at this point. The damage done is somewhat irreparable for, I think, a lot of Star Trek fans, myself included in that. Maybe a new creative team or studio could come down the line and save the series and bring it back, but I personally wouldn't bet on it. But what are your thoughts on Picard? If you like it, that's great. Hope you found some levity in this. If you hate it, that's great too. This is just my opinion. I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you, subscribers, for being awesome. And if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the YouTube stuff, or don't. I'm not a beggar. I'm Geek True 64, and I'll always tell you the truth.